taking the Ranger, homie, I ain't but fuck all these fakes. Independent truck, WI boy, so I don't know, you ain't know how to skate. Tendo with the nerve case in my backpack, for them taking a break. I just be running, ain't taking no breaks. I got the main fur mixed with snake. Running up, stacking up, all I know this ceiling can take. Dark marks with the shades on, war ready like you catching a fake.
Alright, our next topic is TKO fucking up WWE, especially taking full charge of the creative team.
Ooh, okay. Do you want me to go first on this one, or?
Yeah, go ahead, actually, because I want to hear what you think.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a headphone warning in this segment. So, it's not going to be for me. I'm going to just say something like, I'm not going to go off the rails, but I'm pretty sure that Unstoppable might have a crash out in this
Not really.
segment. No? Okay. I was just being safe. I wanted to let the audience know, because sometimes you go a little off the rails. So is TKO fucking up? We've done this podcast since last September.
Yep.
Okay? Last September was our first episode of this podcast. And I feel like we have brought up TKO at least once every other episode, pretty sure. Or it feels like it was every other episode, because there's a lot of stupid shit that TKO does. And there was a lot of stupid shit that WWE has done. But I'll give them this. I feel like the only positive in this is that they are giving WWE more money. For them as the business side of it, I feel like the positive for this is that they are giving them money, and it's obviously gonna last a bit, because whether we like to admit it or not, they couldn't be. I don't have the exact numbers about anything. I'm pretty sure they weren't making a whole lot of money through Peacock and the WWE network after a bit, when all of their audience was there. They weren't really making that much more money, because they already had everybody. So I guess from that segment, they are kind of like doing a good to get them more. But as far as what they're doing on the product itself, oh my god, it feels like I can't even follow most of the storylines anymore. And especially with a couple of the releases, which I will get to in that part of the video, because there are two in particular that really got to me because they were part of storylines. However, it feels like SmackDown, the addition of the third hour is completely, well, I wouldn't say it's completely unwatchable, but it's getting really close to being unwatchable, because there's a lot of filler stuff. It feels like there's 4 matches every episode, but since it's a 3-hour episode now, it feels like there's more filler in SmackDown now.
You said about the third hour. I just saw this on Facebook earlier today. I think this morning, as of this recording, I saw something on Facebook saying that they might be moving back to a 2-hour SmackDown, starting starting in a couple weeks or next week or something like that.
Please do everything. If there is a God, please let that be true. When SmackDown was 2 hours, it felt like everything was must watch. It felt like there was more, not must watch, but everything had an impact, some sort of reason for me to keep watching. Not we're gonna announce a main event right now, and then you have to wait through 2 hours worth of either matches that don't make sense, or matches that could be very good, but they're too far apart from one another, so it doesn't flow like it should. I feel like if they go back to 2 hours, please let that be true. 2.5 hours on Raw is better. because of the 3 hour not being a thing anymore.
Right.
And they're on Netflix, so if they have a short card, they can basically go to whenever. They have full control over that. But the TV deal for SmackDown, oh boy, it's like, I wouldn't say it's completely unwatchable because there are still good things on it. It feels like nowadays, third hour and the first hour are the only hours that really have anything, and it's that middle one that's kind of like killer, or like, Nick Aldis, I have a problem. Like, and you want to take that? You want to solve that in the ring? Sure. Let's make a match next week. It's like, why are we waiting until next week? Why can it be now?
Because we already got this already booked for this week, and blah blah. Then why bring it up in the first place for next week? Why don't you bring it up next week?
Or have the graphic. Do a graphic. Have Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett just like put the graphic on the screen.
Saying, this was announced backstage off camera that this will be happening next week. But we'll follow up with you guys next week on Raw or SmackDown or NXT or whatever show it is on.
Exactly. Like, I feel like there's a better way of doing what they're doing.
Right. It could be like a, what did they call it? Like a teaser. Remember what they did with on The Walking Dead? They teased it and then they waited until the next season.
A cliffhanger.
Yeah, it would be like a cliffhanger. Say, this is blah blah blah. We'll show you what happened next week. Why it's going to be into a match next week.
Exactly. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, I don't know, man.
Do something that would make sense. And then with the WWE, or TKO, with the ticket prices, we talked about here a lot on this channel in the beginning of this show.
Oh my god. Ticket prices for pay-per-views in general, it's like...
In regular shows on, like, Raw or SmackDown, I heard the ticket prices are like $600 for a nosebleed seat.
Well, I guess it all depends on where you go, because my buddy... who's in our group chat. He went to the SmackDown in Boston, or Raw in Boston, I forget which one. It was one of them before, it was last month, in March. And they said they were $75 or something. It was, which doesn't seem that bad, but of course, maybe it could be the stadium. Because the one, I know it was in Boston. I guess the TV Garden show wasn't really that bad. No, it was Raw, because it was when Roman Reigns, during Roman Reigns and CM Punk, when Roman put Punk through the table in Boston, he was at that episode, and he said the ticket prices for that weren't that bad. But my God, if you're going to any pay-per-view nowadays, you're spending easily at minimum $300. You're spending at minimum price that you could use for a number of different things, like rent, groceries, car payments, something like that.
Medical bills and blah blah blah, etc.
Yeah, you get the point. Yeah, my God, you're spending easily $300 now for pay-per-views. Another thing, the ticket prices are up. Stuff just kind of happens on both Raw and SmackDown that don't make sense. And I guess when on the topic of WrestleMania, TKO is trying to take the credit for booking night 2 because it was way better than night 1 from the fans' perspective. And the president of TKO came up and said, "We have full control of the creative booking. So yes, WWE did the stories, but we also own WWE, so we are in fact the ones you should be thanking."
Yes.
Don't fuck yourselves. Honestly.
We have full say of all of them.
Okay, so did they have full say of they didn't want us talking about wrestling? Because I don't know if you saw it, but ESPN barred a wrestling insider from even giving a grade anymore.
Yep.
And so they, like, completely banned him from the stream. They completely banned him from doing anything.
Yeah.
And neither ESPN or WWE was willing to bite the bullet and say which one it was. It was totally WWE because TKO are a bunch of fucking assholes, by the way.
Oh,
it was
really?
totally WWE. Like, come on, man. Wrestling opinions are subjective, people. Everything we say is just our opinion. So
They don't like our opinions.
Hilarious. I find it hilarious when corporate executives get on their high horse and say, you shouldn't give us a rating of a C. How dare you? Bro, we're just people. And I go back to what I said on, like, whatever episode it was when Nick Khan was telling that we don't care what our fans think of our product. Whatever podcast episode that was. Because my retort is always, okay, TKO, WWE, would you care if we constantly praised you?
No.
Do you really care that much if we constantly gave you credit? If we constantly were like, yes, WWE's doing such a great job. Look at the great show that we got over the weekend. It was phenomenal. Peak wrestling enjoyment. I got everything I asked for. Of course not. Of course you wouldn't care.
Nope.
You only care when people talk bad about you because all you see is the money. All you see is money. All you see is a bunch of losers. Like, oh, they said we suck. Well, they can go fuck themselves. It's just unbelievable, man. Like, I love when corporate executives do that because it's always, oh, really? Well, here's a list of things that you wouldn't care about if we constantly gave you praise. TKO is a wild company, man. And are they fucking up? Yes, they are, because everything got infinitely times worse. And I'm going to end this little rant with this. You know TKO is fucking up when the fans are wanting Vince McMahon back.
Yep. And there's a lot of things on Facebook. All I see is Vince McMahon. We want Vince back. We want this back. Because the last topic we're gonna be talking about is about WWE releases. This is going to go for Vince McMahon here.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I can't count the number of times, like whether it was on one of our shows that we did, whether it was out in real life, whether it was in, like, conversation with Jen, a conversation with Landy, or whoever it was. And one thing that we all unanimously agreed on up until recently, because this is why I brought it up now, because when it relates to TKO, everything for a while it was, Triple H is spotty, but it's way better than Vince. Way better than Vince. Well, and then Vince McMahon gets the lawsuit, and we're not going to talk about it here because that's not what this show is about. When that came out, we're all like, whoa, okay, stay as far away from this guy as possible. That was the collective, the vast majority of opinion. That was what it was. You were all like, okay, Triple H might have his moments where he could make a dumb booking decision, but at least he's not doing what Vince was doing. Recently, TKO is bad when they kind of just threw all of that out the window now. Because all I'm seeing for the past month and a half or so is from people who are saying, no, Vince McMahon should get with Saudi Arabia government, and they should go back to Stamford, Connecticut, and put in a bill to buy the WWE back. Are you fucking insane? And here's the thing. I might be insane too, because I completely agree. Because honestly, Stoppable, I'm about as anti-Vince as it got on this podcast. And back to when we were doing our wrestling talk and wrestling, news and whatever.
Right.
Whenever you bring up Vince McMahon, you and I in Moral Spades, we all collectively agreed, what the fuck is, like, we should all get away from Vince McMahon. Well, now all of the people that wanted Vince McMahon gone, including me, there's a small part of all of our brains that going, are we insane that we actually want Vince back?
Yeah, when he does, I bet you, once Vince comes back, if we want Vince back, I guarantee, we wish that Vince never came back. Make up your damn minds!
Exactly! I might be the most anti-Vince person on this podcast now, because I've seen what TKO is doing to WWE, and I've seen all of the negatives, that nothing but corporate greed. It's nothing like, it's fuck the fans, we want money. It's like, stupid storyline. Let's throw Seth freaking Rollins into a WrestleMania match with not Braun Breaker, not Roman Reigns, not Logan Paul, not any of the Vision. Let's throw him in a match with fucking Gunther.
Because that makes no sense.
What the fuck what do they have against each other? You tell me.
The thing is, here's the thing is, Rey Mysterio didn't want to wrestle Gunther because Rey Mysterio wants to retire against his own son. So we can't have that. Now Brock Lesnar doesn't want to retire by Gunther, so we can't have that now. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like, and on Brock Lesnar, didn't TKO make a statement a while back that saying he was blacklisted? And then a month or so after that, he came back?
Yeah, because I think
we discussed it.
I think so, yeah.
I think we discussed it. I'm not sure if it was on this podcast or off. I'm pretty sure we had a conversation about that. Pretty sure that conversation happened between us.
Yeah.
And so, I'm pretty sure he was blacklisted. Then, a month or so after, Brock Lesnar's back. And it's like, what? Like, okay, you're inserting Brock. Okay, I'm glad he's back. Like, he's definitely going to make you guys some money because everyone loves seeing Brock Lesnar. But
speaking of making money, right? With these celebrities being thrown in there.
Oh my God, Jelly Roll, Logan Paul. He doesn't want to admit it that he's a celebrity, but I'm going to put him in this because he was a well-known YouTuber / streamer, or he came to WWE, so he counts too. There's Jelly Roll, which I already said. I Show Speed. I think Travis Scott. Yeah, Travis Scott.
Whatever that guy is with Trick Williams.
Lil Yachty.
Yeah, that guy.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny was there with Vince McMahon in charge. Bad Bunny was
around before TKO though.
Yeah.
He was obviously there. The point is, there's a lot of.
But I'll say is that WWE, Vince McMahon allowed a few of the celebrities in. Remember when they did these celebrities can control the Raw bookings for a day or whatever?
I think so, yeah.
When Donald Trump took over for a day or so?
I think I do.
Vince McMahon was doing that in the first place. Where is all these fans complaining about that?
Exactly. It's all gone because TKO is fucking everything up.
Right.
So it's like, we wouldn't care if celebrities came by if they helped the product. Like Bad Bunny, actually, there was story with him, and it's kind of the same with Logan Paul, kind of, because he is an active wrestler. There was story with them. I don't think they understand, we don't care who these people are as long as we know why they're there.
Right.
Lil Yachty could be Trick Williams' manager, okay? So is this going to be a one-off thing, or is there a story there?
It seems like it's going to be a story where he might turn on Lil Yachty.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Isn't the best thing of Trick Williams his mic skills? Trick Williams is absolutely amazing on the microphone. He's his promos are some of the best of this generation of NXT call-ups, or the last generation of NXT call-ups, or wherever whatever group you want to put him in. I tell you what, you can say what you want about his results, but man, the dude can cut a promo. He definitely can talk the talk. Sometimes he doesn't back it up in the ring, but he did at WrestleMania, so good for him. But on the topic of Lil Yachty, like, I guess I'm like, okay, fine. Like, he's just gonna turn on it.
They did kind of have a story going on with Pat McAfee. The fans were booing.
Oh, I completely forgot about McAfee.
The fans were booing. They were going to have a storyline. So Pat McAfee decided not to continue going on with it. So he opted out of the storyline.
I'm going to save this for the releases because I saw something on that it may or may not be true, but I thought was interesting. So you guys know about, so Pat McAfee was Randy's manager
for a couple days.
For a couple days, right? You guys know that, right? They had the WrestleMania match. I was gonna save this to the releases, but I could bring it up. I'll bring it up now because why not? We're on this topic. So I'm not sure if this is true or not. It could be circumstantial, but apparently Pat McAfee was a last-minute addition to it. You know who it was supposed to be?
Who?
Aleister Black. They were supposed to have a thing with Randy and Aleister at WrestleMania, and he was going to help Randy win the belt from Cody.
I wonder why they had to change it.
And, well, I'm bringing this up now because, well, they went with McAfee, took Aleister and Zelina out, and then just released Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. So it's like, what are they, like that is so much more interesting.
Potential, too.
And so much more, like, the potential of the story there. Like, okay, these are interesting. This is interesting. Again, I'm not sure if it's 100% true or not, but it's just something I read on Facebook the other day. I thought it was interesting. And yeah, it's just like, I just thought that was interesting.
We're going to talk about that here in a bit, about why they are releasing people, but...
Alright, but I think we can end this segment.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, like, what do you guys think about TKO and on anything we discussed on this?
So far. We might get down to the road talking about this shit again down the road next.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
I don't
the
think
next
it's the
6
last
months.
time we're going. Yeah. I don't think this is the last time we're going to bring that up.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy, bumfuck, pussy-ass bitch motherfucker.